Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me. So here we go again. I got to keep you guys up to par with this because I think something is being stirred up here that is going to cause some major problems. The Marxists are not finished. Don't rest on this idea that Trump, and this reality rather, I won't say idea, but reality that Trump has been reelected. Don't rest on that because the Marxists that have infiltrated our institutions are going to keep the division going. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about a MSNBC analyst who stated that on X, formerly known as Twitter, that the vote for Donald Trump to be reelected is a vote for a dictatorship that's going to cost millions of people's lives. And yeah, Muslims and all of you guys, you better be afraid. Black people, you better be afraid because very afraid because Trump is going to come after you and your life is going to be taken. You'll hear what I'm saying. You hear what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get right into this because don't just rest on this idea. Okay? Don't just rest on, don't rest, people. Do not rest. It's not over yet. I hate to sound cynical, but it's not over yet. We can rejoice, but at the same time, we can't rest. So let's get right into this. Absolutely insane, man. But yeah. He says, following Donald Trump's election as the 47th president of the United States, left-wing author Malcolm Nance penned a fiery, quote, emergency article expressing alarm portraying the election results as the death of American democracy to its over 1 million followers. So that just goes to show you there are a lot of people that still follow this radical stuff. I had written another one just in case things went south. That moment has come. The United States has voted for a dictatorship and decisively, he wrote. He also takes aim at those who voted for Trump, accusing, quote, white people who happily voted to impose tyranny over all other races and creeds, end quote. You see the Marxist ideology there? Even if this man doesn't know he's a Marxist, he's pushing Marxist ideology. Marxists infiltrated all of our institutions on purpose, and their plan is to keep us divided. It is the Marxists, communists, socialists that are keeping us divided. They got to keep that going. You can't have unity because then you can't bring on the communist revolution. Let's go on. According to Nance, Trump's victory heralded a transition to being ruled by the white tribe, calling it a decisive end to what he dubs the American experiment of democratic governance. Now, let's listen to this. I wish I could show you guys this, but I don't have the software. You know that. My dear readers, if you are reading this, then the worst has happened. Donald Trump has been elected 47th president of the United States, he writes. So I'm putting in your mind the worst has happened. It's mind control. In the essay, Nancy Pelosi. Nance equates Trump's rise to a loss of liberty akin to America's colonial struggles. He declares that Americans now live under a dictatorship with Trump wielding powers comparable to those of a king. Wow. Which is completely asinine, completely false. Because even if he was or had that motive, he could not do it. We have a checks and balances here, right? Stop. We do not have a president. We now have a king with all the powers George III had at the time of the American Revolution, he writes. This is what this man is saying. He also asserts that Americans who opposed Trump now face tyranny that threatens every aspect of daily life. So, see, you got to understand, people got to understand. People say, somebody go, well, conservatives do that too. No. We don't understand. I don't believe that 1 cent. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I got to argue against that. Conservatives and most Republicans that are not neocons and real true paleo conservatives are trying to bring unity among all people. This is clearly divisive, designed to create a revolution, a Marxist revolution, and bring us to a civil war. They still doing the same thing they was doing before Trump got even in. They still doing it. Let's read on. Nance even likens the Trump administration to George Washington's army hypothetically defeated at the Delaware River crossing. He suggests that, quote, if the nations are to be saved, end quote, those who resist Trump must act as, quote, loyal and ardent defenders of the founding principles at the risk of your life and fortune. Most people don't even know what the founding principles are. And if they knew what the founding principles are, then they would know that this is ridiculous what you're saying. But anyway, Soon you may have to choose if you will protest if and when America launches into a complete dictatorship and or a civil war. See there? He argued. Nance presents this resistance as essential, citing both the Declaration of Independence and Thomas Jefferson's words as mandates to impose what he perceives as Trump's rule. Tell everyone what you think is right, honorable, and true before it's illegal, he warned. Okay, tell everyone what you think is right, honorable, and true before it is illegal. But how do you do that, right? What is right and what is true? People are so confused on what is right and what is true that they wouldn't know what to say. Some people honestly believe that it is okay to push transgenderism on young underage children in the schools. They think that is good. They think that's good because they've been twisted and corrupted by the Marxist infiltrators. That ain't good. That's nasty, sick, and disgusting and evil, period. Bottom line. But you got some people that have been brainwashed into believing, unfortunately for them, that type of stuff is good. So this whole idea, tell everyone what you think is right, honorable, and true before it is illegal, he warned. Okay, the question inevitably is, how do most Americans think in that reference? Only the far left people who've been deluded by the Marxists think that certain things are right, honorable, and true. And that is pushing this kind of stuff on our kids in the schools. Having biological men compete with women in women's sports. But that's honorable. Can you claim that's honorable, right, and true? It's sick and disgusting and it's wrong. I'm saying it. Anyway, he urged his readers to reject complacency, writing, quote, "You must hold fast to what you know is right and true, and that is not MAGA," while challenging them to prepare for a struggle he believes is necessary. Yeah. I want to read some more of this because this is what this man apparently is saying. You can surrender to an America that is dictatorship and fascist and will grind into the day-to-day affairs of your life without any input from you, your friends, or your family. It is amazing to me how Marxists and communists are so good and skilled at projecting those who disagree with them as the true enemies. When in reality, when the Marxists and the communists truly take over, everything that this man is saying, they will be doing. Don't you get it? This is how the true Marxists and communists operated in every country they took over. Why nobody gets that? Everybody's been brainwashed and believing communism and socialism and Marxism and progressivism is good. It is not, folks. It is a Trojan horse. This man, whether he realizes it or not, he may be sincere in what he's saying, but whether he realizes it or not, he himself has been brainwashed by the Marxist professors that taught him this nonsense. Because I'm pretty sure them the schools he came up in that have been infiltrated by the Marxists who said out front, one of them was Herbert Marcus, who said the best path to bring in communism is through the institutions, through the educational system. These were his words. Stop it, man. This is reality. Oh, and by the way, Herbert Marcus was a communist, in case people were wondering. Anyway, you can let other people dictate what your life will be. Communists will. That's why it's called a dictatorship. Absolutely. Communism is. Information will now be sent to you in any form of truth they want you to see. Communism. Or you can commit to taking some time off between now and Inauguration Day and prepare yourself for the upcoming political battle. I see what's happening. I told y'all, man. I told you. In Nance's view, Trump's reelection signals a divisive era where he warns, quote, "Your MAGA neighbors will likely view you as a foreign enemy to be intimidated, detained, or destroyed." Wrong. Where do you see that in the past? Where do you see it in the present? If you didn't see it in the past, if you didn't see it in the present, it ain't going to happen in the future. That's wrong. That's a lie. That's a communist, Marxist tactic. Don't fall for it. They are the true enemies. The ones that's pushing this type of stuff are the true enemies that are causing division. Ignore them, reject them, and try to bring in unity. Love all peoples and accept them for where they are. Let them choose the route they want to choose as long as they're not hurting somebody else. Okay, and leave it at that. This is what true MAGA people have done. Stop with the lies, bruh. Okay, anyway, he cautioned that the coming years will bring, quote, "turmoil, economic hardship, and possible civil unrest," urging those those opposed to Trump to first organize before preparing to confront these anticipated challenges. Notice what this article was saying. It says prepare them to organize. Prepare them to organize. They're getting the sides together. I'm telling you, this is sick. This is sick. We have work to do, he declared. In a radical post from Wednesday, Nance accused American voters of endorsing policies that will lead to widespread suffering under Trump. Wow. Wow. He warned that with Trump's reelection, Americans have, quote, voted to absolutely make sure loads capitalized of people would die at Trump's hands. Really? Highlighting supposed dangers for various groups, from increased school shootings and racial violence to the persecution of immigrants and a hardline stance on international conflicts. This is pure Marxism. Listen to this. Increased school shootings? You really believe that school shootings are going to increase in this country because Trump is in office? Do you really? Does any American that voted for this man even believe that remotely? And if it did increase, it'll probably be some radical from the left. Some radical. Now, I didn't say regular liberals. I said some radical from the left. That's what it'll probably be. They're so angry with Trump being in office that just like they tried to delete him twice, they're going to try to delete innocent people because they're just mad that this man is in office. This is satanic, demonic, and delusional. He's the one that's putting this crap in people's minds, as all these other people that are doing, these radicals are doing. This is a trick of the adversary. And when I say the adversary, I'm talking about the spiritual force. I'm getting spiritual here. The spiritual forces are working behind this. So those of you that are watching this, that believe in the power of prayer, you need to be praying. It ain't over. Let's go on. This is what he said. Let's get something straight. The American people voted to absolute, what it says, he says, would die at Trump's hands. He says their daughters, their wives, children, and their fellow citizens would die from school shootings, pregnancy, and easily cured diseases. Wow. It's free hunting season for blacks with immunity for white cops. Muslims and Latinos will definitely die in mass deportation, roundups, and camps. Wow. Gaza will be bulldozed if not ethically cleansed. Your Iranians who want democracy will be deleted. I had to kind of balance that there because too many of those words will probably get me this video deleted. Ukrainians are being deleted in droves already. If you think your family is immune from Trump's dementia and chaos that is coming, did you forget about COVID? Wow. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. But look, that's all I'm going to read right there because I just want to make this comment here. Okay. I made comments throughout this insanity this man is pushing. Look, I honestly believe that even if this man is sincere in what he's saying, okay, I believe he's sincere in what he's saying. I believe he truly believes that Trump is this horrible, horrible person. But I believe that's based on communist and Marxist brainwashing from schools that he attended that have been infiltrated by Marxists to keep division going. That's the purpose, to keep the division going so that they can bring in their Marxist revolution. If you study and read true communist history, not this romanticized crap, well, you really need to read about communism and really know what it is. And you got all these books on communism. I had people comment, criticize me for that because I've had books up here on my desk here exposing communism for what it really is. No. That's a romanticized version of it. The devil ain't going to tell you he the devil. He's going to come to you. You think the devil going to come to you with a pitchfork and horn saying, I want to destroy your life and take full control of everything you do, from what you eat, from what you watch, from what you wear, for what you worship. In fact, I don't want you worshiping anything. I want you to get rid of all of your gods and everything else. It is the government that's God. You think he's going to come and do that? The same situation with the communists. If you really, truly read communist history, truly read it, okay, you will find out in every communist country, this is exactly the pattern that the communists and the Marxists conducted in order to destroy those countries and bring about the revolution. One of their tactics, and it was extremely effective, is to get the masses of people to believe that the opposing party or the one individuals that oppose what they're doing are the true enemies. And that everything that the true communists were going to bring on the people, it was the opposing party that was going to bring it. When in reality, the true communists, the true Marxists were the ones fabricating all of this stuff to take complete control of the people's lives. And when they got in office, they got rid of their opposition, right? And took complete control of those people's lives. Everything that they was projecting on their enemies and their opposers, they were doing when they got in and took complete control and power. Whether it was in Russia, whether it was in China, whether it was in Vietnam, okay, whether it was in Cuba, that's how it went. And that's what's going on now. This man has been deceived. He's delusional. He's the one deceived. He's the one delusional. He's the one been tricked. He's the one been brainwashed. Not the American people. But what I'm seeing here is under him being brainwashed is what's going to inevitably happen, because we have from now to January for the inauguration for some crazy stuff to kick off. It ain't over. I told y'all that. We're going to have a repeat. Watch this. I hope this is not going to happen. But we're going to probably have a repeat of January 6th. The only difference will be it's going to be radical liberals and Marxists that are going to come together on that day and cause all kinds of chaos. I hope the government is prepared for that. I hope these cities are prepared for that. Because they're mounting their forces. The communists that have infiltrated are mounting their forces. Communists don't give up quick. The deceivers don't give up quick. The manipulators don't give up quick. They keep pushing the rhetoric until somebody pushes back. You want communism? Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Is that what you want? You're going to get it. I pray to God Jesus Christ raptures the church before this happens. But this is where this country is going if the American people don't wake up and resist and come against people like this man here that I just told y'all about. And what I mean by resist and come against, I mean oppose in words and ideology, not physical violence, okay? Not talking about that. Unless you have to defend yourself, if they're coming against you with guns and want to kill you, you got to defend yourself. Because trust and believe, that's what's going to eventually happen. Didn't it happen in 2020 with the riots? Black Lives Matter, Antifa? Huh? Didn't they commit acts of violence, the insurmountable acts of violence? Quit playing games, man. Quit it. Quit it. Where are the true communists and true Marxists? They're in Black Lives Matter. They're in Antifa. They're in a score of other so-called communist freedom groups. Telling you, man, wake up, keep alert, stay alert. It ain't over till it's over. But I just wanted to read that to you guys. What do you guys think about this man's rhetoric? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.